The boxing world is buzzing with anticipation as Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. prepare for their highly anticipated rematch, a clash that promises to settle the score after their controversial March 1st bout ended in a majority draw. The first fight, held at Brooklyn's Barclays Center, left fans and analysts divided, with many believing the decision robbed Roach of a career-defining victory. The face-off for their second encounter was electric, radiating the same intensity and animosity that defined their initial meeting. Both fighters, hailing from the DMV area, brought their pride and reputations to the ring, setting the stage for a showdown that could redefine their legacies. Davis, a five-time, three-division world champion, entered the first fight as the overwhelming favorite, known for his devastating knockout power and a record that boasted 28 stoppages in his professional career. His reputation as a pugilistic force was built on highlight reel knockouts, including his record-setting performance against Rolando Romero at the Barclays Center in May 2022, which drew the highest attendance and gate in the venue's boxing history. Yet, against Roach, Davis faced an opponent who refused to be intimidated, matching him blow for blow and exposing vulnerabilities few had seen before. The draw was a blemish on Davis's otherwise perfect record, his first time leaving the ring without a win, and it sparked immediate calls for a rematch from fans, fighters, and promoters alike. Roach, a skilled and resilient fighter, came into the first fight as the underdog, despite holding a world title and a reputation as one of the DMV's finest. His performance was nothing short of remarkable, as he boxed beautifully from the outside, neutralized Davis's power, and stood firm in the pocket, absorbing Tank's best shots with a warrior's chin. Many in the boxing community, including Roach's team, felt he was cheated out of a victory due to questionable judging and officiating. The draw, they argued, was the result of foul play involving the judges, referee, the World Boxing Association, and the New York State Athletic Commission. For Roach, the rematch is not just an opportunity to prove his worth, but a chance to exact revenge for what he believes was a stolen moment. The build-up to the rematch has been intense, with both fighters exchanging verbal jabs at press conferences and on social media. Davis, known for his confidence, promised to deliver a knockout in the 9th round, vowing to chop, bob, and weave his way to victory. He acknowledged Roach's skills, noting their shared history as amateur rivals, but insisted that his opponent was too small and lacked the power to match him. Roach, undeterred, countered with equal bravado, emphasizing his adaptability and toughness. He described himself as the total package, capable of fighting in multiple styles and ready to surprise anyone who underestimates him. The mutual respect is evident, but so is the bitterness, as both men carry the weight of their unfinished business into the ring. The first fight was a tactical masterpiece, with Roach showcasing his high ring IQ and technical prowess. He frustrated Davis by keeping him at bay with a sharp jab and then engaging in close quarters when necessary, refusing to back down. Davis, accustomed to opponents wilting under his power, found himself in a dogfight against a man who matched his intensity and skill. The final bell left the Barclays Center crowd in stunned silence, unsure of who had won. As the judges' scorecards were read, the majority draw decision wiped the smiles from Team Davis's faces. Barry Hunter, Davis's coach, was vocal in his disapproval, believing his fighter had done enough in the final rounds to secure the victory. Roach's team, led by trainer Lamont Roach Sr., was equally adamant that their man had been wronged, pointing to specific moments where they felt the officiating favored Davis. The controversy surrounding the first fight has only heightened the stakes for the rematch, tentatively slated for June 21st in Las Vegas, according to a post from Sports Illustrated's Chris Mannix. Both fighters have expressed eagerness to run it back, with Roach stating he signed a rematch clause in his original contract, anticipating the possibility of a draw or loss. Davis, meanwhile, has reconsidered earlier comments about retiring at the end of 2025, spurred by the draw to extend his career and prove his dominance. The boxing community is split on who will emerge victorious, with some fans backing Roach to repeat his performance and others believing Davis will make adjustments to secure a knockout. Roach's confidence stems from his ability to withstand Davis's power, a feat few have accomplished. He believes he fought the best version of Davis in their first encounter, describing Tank as a fighter with hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and really good boxing ability. Yet, Roach insists he has more gears to shift, suggesting he can push himself even harder in training to create the separation needed to avoid another close decision. His warrior mentality and ability to stay composed in the eye of the storm make him a unique challenge for Davis, who thrives on intimidating opponents with his power. Davis, for his part, is banking on his knockout prowess to reclaim his aura of invincibility. He admitted to losing track of the rounds during the first fight, a rare lapse in focus that may have cost him. His team, including Hunter, believes that strategic adjustments, particularly in the later rounds, will tip the scales in their favor. Davis's physical condition was also a topic of discussion, with some noting that his body looked more defined than in previous fights, a testament to his preparation. However, Roach's ability to eat his punches and fire back with a vicious hook that caught Davis off guard has forced Tank to rethink his approach. The rematch will likely see Davis rely less on raw power and more on his boxing skills, a shift that could make for an even more compelling fight. The DMV connection adds another layer of intrigue to this rivalry. Both fighters hail from the same region, known for producing tough, skilled boxers like Gary Russell Jr. Their shared history as amateurs means they know each other's tendencies, strengths, and weaknesses, making the rematch a chess match as much as a brawl. Roach emphasized the competitive spirit of the DMV, where nobody wants to lose, and credited the region's talent pool for pushing him to his best. Davis echoed this sentiment, acknowledging Roach as one of the few from their amateur days still competing at an elite level. This mutual respect, however, doesn't dull their competitive edge, as both men are determined to prove they are the top dog. Social media has been ablaze with debate, with fans taking sides and dissecting every moment of the first fight. One ex-user posted photos from the March 1st bout, confidently predicting that Roach would beat that guy again. Another fan, using a gif of a cockroach wielding a lightsaber, humorously signaled their support for Lamont. On the other side, Davis's supporters believe he'll make the necessary adjustments, with one fan predicting a late-round knockout and another scoring the first fight 115-113 in Roach's favor, but expecting Tank to win the rematch. The hype is building, and as the fight date approaches, the anticipation will only intensify. The rematch also carries the potential for a trilogy, a rarity for Davis, who has never fought a rematch in his professional career. Speculation about rematches with fighters like Ryan Garcia and Isaac Pitbull Cruz has swirled for years, but Roach is the first to force Davis into a second meeting. The possibility of a third fight looms large, especially if the rematch is as competitive as the first. Both fighters possess similar technical skills and ring IQ, but Roach's durability and willingness to fight in the pocket give him an edge that could frustrate Davis again. For Tank, the challenge is clear. He must find a way to break through Roach's defenses without relying solely on his knockout power. The narrative of revenge is central to this rematch, but it's not just Davis seeking redemption. Roach, who feels he was robbed of a signature win, is equally motivated to prove the first fight was no fluke. He spoke of pushing himself harder in training camp, recognizing that he has room to improve despite his stellar performance. Davis, meanwhile, is determined to restore his reputation as a knockout artist and erase the memory of the draw. His promise to end the fight in the 9th round is a bold statement, but Roach's resilience suggests it won't be easy. The press conference and face-off were charged with energy, reigniting a rivalry that dates back to their amateur days. Davis praised the New York crowd, noting their support during his first championship win at Barclays, while Roach promised to test Tank's chin and leave no doubt about his superiority. The verbal sparring was intense, with Roach calling out Davis's team for underestimating him and Davis responding with quiet confidence, letting his reputation speak for itself. The stage is set for a fight that could define both men's careers and cement their places in boxing history. As the rematch approaches, both fighters are leaving nothing to chance. Davis is back in the gym, refining his strategy and sharpening his skills, while Roach is focused on capitalizing on the momentum from their first encounter. The boxing world is watching, eager to see if Tank can reclaim his dominance or if Roach will pull off one of the biggest upsets in recent memory. Regardless of the outcome, this rematch promises to deliver fireworks, with two of the sport's brightest stars ready to leave it all in the ring.